Hey guys, so today's question comes from Brian in the group, Modern Wholesalers Group. He asks, where do you plan on starting? Building relationships with investors, finding homes, title companies? There's a lot more involved to this than I originally anticipated. Not that it's overwhelming, but there are a lot of steps. So let's talk about this. All right, so Brian brings up a great question and one that comes up quite often. So when you're starting with wholesaling, where should you start? It's a great question, and it's one that everyone should actually consider, think about, and strategically move forward with, right? Now, one thing that you want to do is consider the current market. See what's going on and see if it's easier to approach sellers versus buyers. Is it a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market? Where do you lay on the spectrum? For this particular market that we're in, seller's market, we're actually in a position where it's a lot tougher to find properties right now to wholesale. The inventory is low, things are just not as available, and the buyers, the investors are coming out, and there's a whole lot more investors than there are sellers. So with that said, I personally would recommend move toward the seller side first, and as that evolves and as you build lists and conversations and start making offers and start landing contracts and start doing the acquisition side on the side, also keep doing the disposition side, which is talking to investors, building your buyers list, and keeping that going as well. That's going to be easier once you land a good property. So don't worry as much there as you do the acquisition side, but just know that you should still work both ends. As far as the title company, I wouldn't worry too much about the title company until you have a property under contract, and depending on where that property is, which market, then try to find a local title company, preferably with a real estate attorney that can provide services at that local level. You can also find a title company that is 100% virtual, or at least at a statewide level. But in either case, don't worry too much about the title company. And everything else is secondary to these three areas that you want to focus on, okay? Don't worry about starting with anything else. Of course, you still have to have your systems in place. Try to get your high-level account, your Google Ads, if that's the direction you're going, and your PropStream, if you are using PropStream, and you're driving for dollars. I'll provide links in this description to those platforms so you can have them and take advantage of the discounts, if any. All right, so get your systems in place. If you have to hire a VA, if you have to work with a partner in order to get things moving quicker and fill in the areas that you may not be that familiar with, please do so. Otherwise, stick with the fundamentals. Keep it super, super simple. Work the acquisition side, that is prospect, call, email, text the sellers, make them offers, try to land deals as much as possible, try to land contracts as much as possible, knowing that it's a seller's market and it's going to be a challenge right now. And at the same time, work in the disposition side and work in the title company as needed or when needed. So that's my recommendation. Stick with the fundamentals, keep it simple, and keep moving forward. I appreciate you guys watching this. If you're on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe, and keep these videos going so that you can get alerts and so that other people can take advantage of these videos as well. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.